Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tim Talks YouTube channel. Happy December. My name is Tim Choi, and in this episode, I wanted to talk about anxiety. Anxiety is defined as a feeling or a state of emotion of worry, nervousness about the uncertainty of the future. And the reason for me wanting to create this episode, well, I wanted to create this episode for a while to talk about anxiety because everybody goes through anxiety. And I wanted to create this episode to have an open discussion with you guys and with myself on how to deal with anxiety. For me personally, I've been dealing with anxiety my entire life, whether that be, from grade school. I used to get so tense and nervous even walking down the hallway, being in a classroom, and it's a feeling where you feel like choked up around people that you don't know. And I've definitely gotten better, and as I grew older, as I matured, as I gained experience. But it's not to say that I don't go through social anxiety nowadays. I still do. Um, but one of my bigger anxieties that I've been going through is um, just establishing my identity and finding my passion, finding a career where I want to be passionate about. I want to love, and you know I've been feeling this anxiety for a while now, and that was my inspiration for wanting to create this very episode because you know if you're watching this, you may be going through the same boat as me. Maybe you're at a job that you're not very fond of. You know that you could be doing something more. You know that that's not that your job that you're currently in is not living up to your potential or whatever you envisioned for yourself. And for me, when I feel anxiety, like, yes, like initially I feel nervous, I feel scared, I feel worried, and eventually it's like it anxiety morphs for me. It it morphs into, like, I tend to freeze up. I get numb. And when I get into that state, I I tend to, get into my little bubble, and it causes me not to act. And for other people that observe me, they can say, yeah, how come this person uh isn't doing this? How come this person isn't producing new content for his YouTube channel, for his subscribers? How come this person isn't applying to more jobs, or to the person that may be watching me? Yeah, that's just something that I've been going through. And by no means am I an expert in this field. I'm still learning, and I feel eventually I'm going to figure it out. But um, yeah, so it's just like I may not be alone on this boat. I know that I mentioned that before, and I wanted to ask you guys, like, how do you guys deal with anxiety? For me, I feel the best way to deal with anxiety, in my experience, is always preparing yourself. You know, um, this is just my personal belief. I don't believe that anxiety can be completely eradicated. I think anxiety serves a purpose in our development as human beings. I think it creates urgency. It creates a call to action. So I don't necessarily believe that anxiety is an entirely bad thing. But it can be very fearful, and it can be very crippling. And in my case, it can be very it can freeze your life, which is a very scary thought to have. when you put your life out on pause. But for me, I figured that, you know, for myself, how I deal with anxiety is just always trying to plan like ahead. So, for example, today, um, the next day is a work day. So maybe you want to prepare what you want to do, what you want to get accomplished in your work hours. And also after work, just write down a couple of things that you want to get accomplished to reach your short-term goals or your long-term goals. And to quote the great Benjamin Franklin, if you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. And that is a quote that I've been living by daily as of late. Just to always be ahead of the curve. It's like, there's so many days where I just wing the day, so it's just like me going to work, just going through the routine and then coming home from work and just not preparing for what I need to get done in order for me to be successful or for me to be happy. And, I've learned that preparing more creates less anxiety for me. So it gives me more comfort, it gives me more structure. And so, yes, if I have to give one advice to help alleviate anxiety, it's preparation, preparation, preparation. And just the realization that I've had just before creating this episode is that it's funny because we worry about the future, we have anxiety about the future, but there are constructs in your mind, and you picture like a situation where you play it out, what the outcomes are, and that's what causes anxiety within you. But the future becomes the present, and let's say that event never happens. Like let's say that um, you were performing badly at your job, and your boss asked to meet you the next day, and in your head you're playing like, oh shoot, I might be getting fired, I might get docked for pay, something, I might get reprimanded for something, and then the next day comes and nothing happens. And it's like, what was the purpose of you worrying, for an event that didn't happen? So it's funny as human beings, like we play out, scenarios in our head, and then when it comes time for that event to actually happen, it doesn't happen. And so we've kind of just went through this emotional roller coaster for no reason. So just try not to try not to worry so much until it actually happens. Like, prepare, but like as human beings, like we have to learn to train our minds so that we're not worrying so much about the future. Let's focus on now. Let's focus on today, one day at a time. Honestly, just one day at a time. And yeah, so that's my 2 cents about anxiety. And feel free to comment on the comment section below. But before I leave you guys, all I want to say is thank you guys for, I finally made 50 subscribers. It's been a long journey, and honestly, like, I am super excited. It has definitely given me a jolt of joy to see that 50 finally. So I thank you guys for your loyalty. Thank you guys. Thank you for the new subscribers who is on board with the Tim Talks YouTube channel. And I hope you enjoy my future content, because I'm super excited about speaking with you guys and continuing to produce these type of episodes. But I hope everyone has an amazing week. Happy Monday, and I love y'all, and peace.